Hey everyone, this is Sean Powell. I want to take a minute and talk about something I think it could be very important. The ones who are taking action right now, and you're hearing me say how important YouTube is for these higher, dollar, $1,000 items and things of that nature. The reason why I'm going to do this video is because a lot of y'all, when you start putting in a lot of numbers, you start to ask yourself, what in the world can I do a video on today? You know what I'm saying? And that is a true fact that, after a while you'll start running out of content. And what exactly can you do? I've learned one of the best things that I've done is to answer questions that are inside of a Facebook group. Obviously for the business. You have a lot of new people coming up there, and you'll be surprised, y'all, how one good question can trigger a whole mouthful of conversation. Everything just pops in your brain. It's like, oh man, that'd be perfect. I hadn't done that. Write it down. Go ahead and answer that person, and then use that for leverage into your content. And the reason why that works, y'all, is because a lot of times when you apply an action and you're putting the work in, you already know the answers to a lot of things who are really simple things, right? Over here, I'll show you an example in just a second. But what happens is you know the answer and you're taking it for granted, and it's hard to recall that at the moment when you're ready to do a video. So a lot of times when you want somebody to ask that question that, and you're like, oh man, that's a perfect question, and then I can do a video on that. Let me show you how important this is. Now, first of all, understand, I've got 500 YouTube videos. How do you still find content at 500 YouTube videos without them all being the same? Now, I'm going to tell you also how I think, what you're trying to accomplish when you come into YouTube, and what's your goals is really what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to cover a couple things with this. Number one, Exitus Elite, how to get people to come to you in your Exitus Elite business. Big training. Nothing is more important than your name. Talking about Exitus Elite and branding yourself. Do I need to buy anything other than Exitus Elite? How to brand yourself in Exitus Elite, not a lead race plus bonus in Exitus Elite. Now, all these have been worded in a way so that it will help my ranking at Exitus Elite. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get attention by that, by the people doing a search. But what all 5 of these videos have in common, they were questions. There were questions who were asked to me, and then I wound up, doing a video on it to help, show what's going on. And to me, that is a really good way of putting out good content. I mean, how many minutes was it? That's 40, 50, 60. It's about 70, probably 70, 75 minutes worth of videos right here by finding content from people asking questions and talking to my downline. A lot of times, y'all, I can talk to someone that's on my downline. Here's another thing too, y'all. If you've got phone numbers from people who are in your business, nothing wrong with picking the phone up and calling that person and saying, hey, look, y'all need anything? Or if you've got someone who's reaching out to you on a regular basis, use that as well, y'all. Like I said, a lot of times it's a good way of getting jolted in the mind what would be good conversation to talk about in the video. I would say, honestly, I use this technique probably as much, if not more, than any way of being motivated to do a video. You understand what I'm saying? So that's something else. Me doing the walk outside, one of the things I did that is I'm used to seeing Frank Calabro do things like that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't do that a whole lot. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to cover this today, and I'm going to talk about goals and not being denied making it. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what that's about also. So that's kind of why I started doing some of those videos also, to kind of motivate people as well, show people what making goals are and doing. So again, all this content right here is being motivated by watching a lot of things inside of Facebook groups. Okay, here's another one. I answered why join me with me in Exitus Elite. Why would I put that? Because someone actually texted me on my phone and asked me, why do I need to join you instead of somebody else? Now, to be honest, that's not a question I usually get a lot of, to be honest. But I thought, you know what, that might be worth doing a video. And you learn from stuff, y'all. No matter what I'm doing, when I throw it out there, I'm learning from it. Now, I am going to check something real quick. I made a video earlier, and my voice wasn't showing. None of the audio worked. And it's been happening a lot lately. So I might do that in some of my videos to check to make sure it's going. Okay, now, this is what I do. Sometimes on my timeline, I will go down here and I will post, anybody have any questions, anything like that. Sometimes there'll be an open sign. I'll actually literally put an open sign. It looks like a neon sign. It says open, like you see at any business. and just tell people. And a lot of times that grabs a lot of attention. A lot of times I get a lot of good comments. Yesterday, or was it day before yesterday? I guess it was day before yesterday. I did this, and if you notice, it says no questions, huh? So I didn't have a whole lot of people commenting on it. I've got people that recognize that I do stuff like that. That's great. But a lot of times I'm trying to look for content, and that's exactly what I put up here. I take this, I copy it over, I send it to my own Facebook group. Usually in my Facebook group, I will get more reactions, and that's exactly what happened. I got more comments from there. And I actually took it and posted it in Frank Calabra's group. Now, here's something you got to watch out for. Some people can be intimidated by what you do, okay? Sometimes it's insecurities, to be honest. If you notice in this post, I don't have my link up there at all. They don't say anything about link, don't say nothing about private messaging me or anything like that. And I think it's pretty obvious when you look at this, it's exactly what I'm saying. I'm not trying to bring in members. I'm like to ask people, have you got any questions, or anything like that? And put the question down below, and that's exactly what I do. And then here you go. Here's one of the questions I got later. I did a video on, and how do I know that people are watching my videos and friending me on Facebook, y'all? Well, I'm telling them to, okay? So the best way to give somebody a call to action is literally just tell them what you want. That's the honest truth. Now, I'll give you an example of that is, how many times have you heard me in a video, if you're watching my videos, where I'm sitting there saying, if you friend me on Facebook, that's just as valuable as signing up in the business with me. Why? Because I'm not going to falter on my timelines. It's going to still be about that business. I'm not going to be adding new businesses. I'm not going to be jumping through different hoops and things of that nature. That I want you to go through. All I want is to stay focused at what I'm doing and show people that I am the Exitus elite guy. You understand what I'm saying? And that's exactly what my intentions are. So when people friend me on Facebook, they see my contents being that. And I will be the Exitus elite guy. That's part of me branding that, to who I am. Now, a lot of times you're going to get people who are trying to get help. That's fine, y'all. You know what I'm saying? You get by giving. Now, on top of that, if they're already in Exitus Elite, maybe they're not in Power Lead Systems. If I'm there talking about branding myself and they're really somebody who wants to really do it, what's going to happen? There's a real good chance that they'll wind up getting in your Power Lead Systems business with you. And not only that, y'all, by connecting with these people, if there is another business in the future, what's going to happen is more likely they're going to listen to you. They're willing to get in that business with you. You understand what I'm saying? Because they're one of the people who found you. How do I know that they're finding me on YouTube? Watch this. Enjoy watching the video of your Jag in your house. I am a Tar Heel myself, which means he came from North Carolina. Daytona Beach is where I'm at now for many years. Okay, question answered. Again, that was the reason for that. Thanks for accepting my friend request. You're doing an awesome job on YouTube. Okay, again, point blank, I know that they found me on YouTube. They mentioned it. You see what I'm saying? And that's exactly what I'm looking for to come up here and to friend me. Now, whether or not they are in Exitus Elite, I don't know. If you notice, here's another thing too, y'all. Watch this. I didn't throw them a link in there. You know what I'm saying? I didn't throw it up here. I may ask them, hey, if you need anything, just let me know. I made a comment about the new Jaguar I had up here. My little boy and his best friend, I almost consider him my little boy, riding down the road with the top down, listening to Michael Jackson with her hands up in the air and stuff like that. We have a lot of fun with a little car with the top down. I think my little boy enjoys it just as much as I do. And I made another comment about be careful during the storm because we got a hurricane coming that's going to hit Florida probably tonight, matter of fact. Hadn't seen what the weather's going to be like as of this morning, but I knew yesterday evening that's what they were talking about. So where do you see me throw a link in? I didn't. It's more important to be personable. Now, here's another thing, y'all. Well, I'm on the phone with somebody and they call me. Before I get a chance to connect to who they are, I usually see on my phone that they're from, Nevada. They're from California. They're from wherever they're from. Usually, just to break the ice at the very beginning, I like to talk a little bit about, so you from California, huh? Or Minnesota, or Michigan. We would talk about fishing, talk about something like, I want to break the ice with them for the first few minutes about not being business. And even though this is a $1,000 conversation, and I know that there's a good chance when people are calling me that that's what this is going to be, you want people to relate to you as being a person, a normal person. I'm not going to turn into guru guy on the phone. Now, what they may hear from me is know that I believe in my business and that they can tell I've put the work in because I can give specific answers to what I think. Does it mean it's the only way of doing it? No, it means that's how I've made it work for me, and that's the advice I'm giving you. And a lot of times I'll even tell them that, or something of that nature. So to me, again, I'm staying focused directly at YouTube. Now, I'm gonna go a little further. I could talk all day about stuff like this. Now, as far as this, like I said, I'm trying to find other content. After I get done doing these, I usually go back to doing my default pages. What does that mean to me? It means doing sales videos, where I was like, I explain myself, who I am, the importance of the business, show them the value of what $1,000 immediately in your hand can be. And yes, show them proof of income. Maybe show them the last week of income I've made to let them know it's still real. Maybe talk about, what I made at the very beginning, my first month in, and things. Maybe show them things about how it's changed my life. These are things that you want people to see in a sales video. So I will do sales videos like that. I don't do all just sales videos. That's because of the fact I think it goes back and forth. You understand what I'm saying? I come up here, I go to different content for a little while, then I go back to doing a few of my sales normal videos, explaining the basics again, and then come back to this. Just a little bit of a rotation. Now, I want to show you something. When I come into a business, what I'm looking for is that page 1 on YouTube. Why is that so important? Because YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. Okay, so what have I done is I've worked out a way that works really good with me. The software I'm using itself, I can give it to people out who come into my business for entirely free. And so I'll give them a full version of it and tell them, look, I think personally getting out there and making your own content is going to be the best way to go for $1,000 because people need to connect with you. That's exactly what I'm teaching them. Okay, now watch this. Now, when I come into Exitus Elite, something in my eye, apologize, bother me a little bit. Okay, now what you're going to look at, and I'm going to talk about a couple of these things too, is this is page 1. So I'm number 2 on page 1. I'm number 4. I'm number 6. That's 3 videos. There's 4 videos. There's 5 videos. Okay, so out of the first 20, I'm 1/4 of the page. You understand what I'm saying? So, and one of them is right here getting a decent amount of hits, and it's very valuable. It's a very valuable teaching. So I wouldn't be surprised if it don't go right much more than this. It's actually tutored on 1st and 2nd place. I've had this one recently, and when it's done well, you know what? I needed to go back and add the word bonus because a lot of times bonus will bring curiosity. And then when they go into it, they can look up here at the very top, and I'll have, show that I'm putting the first person in your business for you. Sometimes that alone will bring in some new people. If you notice, y'all, here's a big thing right here. My phone number is right here. So I'm number 2 on Exitus Elite for YouTube, and my phone number is sitting there. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to explain some more things about YouTube real quick, okay? I'm going to give you another example of another business also, okay? First of all, Exitus Elite, this guy right here. I'm not hating on this guy because of, Exitus Elite is scam, question mark. Yes, it is, in my opinion. Okay, understand, he just said exactly right. It's his opinion. This guy goes and does reviews for other businesses, not just Exitus Elite, for many businesses. And what the power comes from that is when he does a review video and he's got a question mark like that or something like that, it becomes controversial. Okay, now that's a good thing in his field. Why is it a good thing? Because you get both sides in, right? You're gonna get the people who like Exitus Elite, you'll get the people who don't like Exitus Elite. Anytime people are controversial, they love to leave a comment down below, right? Now what happens is YouTube looks at the value of that video by your comments and your thumbs ups and things of that nature. Negativity has a tendency to spread quick. People love to talk about negative things like that. That's what newspapers are based upon. News a lot of times is based upon. So that's a reality, right? So anyhow, he's sitting in the middle of something that's really sweet, and it'll push him up. Now, understand this is Exitus Elite right here. I don't think he even has another video for this, but he's sitting number 1. So he's sitting exactly where he wanted to be. Now, tomorrow or next week, he's got another video for another business. So here he is going everywhere, right? Now, all he's got to do is really tell y'all, say, look, y'all, if you really show you a business that I really do support, you need to check the link down below, y'all. I've got a video down there explaining and see, now he's got credibility. People listen to him, and then they go through there. You understand what I'm saying? And that is leverage for a lot of people by doing review videos, and it's something that's been taught for a while. And a lot of times, now you don't necessarily have to put negative, but I will say it seems like negative comments on one business defers people to the business that they want them to go to. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of that's got to do that's working for him. Why is it working for him? Because he gets comments down below, and that makes a big difference. Okay. Again, why is mine up here right now? Because of the comments down below. I got like 12 or 13 thumbs up on that video. That makes a difference. People are seeing it for the value of it. Okay, why is this guy number 3? He wasn't number 3. This was number 3. I made a comment down below, and I wanted to see what would happen, and it moved him up. It is that easy, y'all. So if you really want to support someone on video and YouTube world, you'll be surprised how giving them a thumbs up and making a comment or 2 will really affect the outcome of that video, and it's sliding up. You understand what I'm saying? Now, me making my own comments on my own stuff's not going to do it. Having comments come from the outside sources is what YouTube's looking at as being more valuable, and I think that's a great way to do it. Okay. Now, this guy right here, I stopped promoting Exitus Elite. Now, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we had the owner, Paul Stevenson, and he was going from, he couldn't make his mind up exactly what he wanted to do. It's taking a little bit of time to tell everybody answers, and I think a lot of people are getting a little edgy during that time. We wanted a $1,000 product. We didn't want it to be $1,300. We had a pay source issue, and to be honest, y'all, like always, there are going to be bumpy roads at times, little things that's going to happen in your business. I don't care what business you're in, it's going to happen. That was happening at that time. So this is a member who enjoyed Exitus Elite, and he's given his opinion. Now, the good part is I have no problem with anybody giving their opinion. You know what I'm saying? Even when I did message on this one right here. Now, even when I message right here, and the very first thing I tell him is like, I totally respect your opinion. I understand what he's doing when he does the video, to be honest. Then I tell him, I said, let me explain what I think about the business from what I've seen. And then I'll give him my viewpoint. He's never going to come down on me either, because it's a respectful thing. I'm not going there to put down his video. I understand what he's doing. You understand what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people, the haters that come in, that's not what they're doing. I have no problem with someone having an opinion. The world would be a crazy place if everybody thought the same way. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what videos can be for. That's what the YouTube world is for. That's what he's doing, giving his opinion. And that's what I respect. I have no problem at that at all. But I wouldn't be surprised if that doesn't take you to Exitus Elite, to be honest. You understand what I'm saying? So, but anyhow, and here I did the exact same thing. I went back and I agreed with him on certain things. I totally saw his viewpoint, but I gave him my opinion. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what I did. But the whole point is, what is my goal? Is I want to be on page 1 on YouTube. Number 2 thing I want, y'all, it's not going to show here, but a lot of times you'll see, my head might be in the way down here. I'm going to say it's higher up here. A lot of times you'll see other channels of this option. So let's say if I clicked this one right here. Pause it real quick. Sometimes it'll give you suggestions for other channels. It didn't do it this time for me. But you see all the comments right here I'm getting, right? And a lot of thumbs up right here. So that's a good thing. And that's what's going to move it up. So if you want to support me, do that. Find a video and just do it. That'll help a lot. Use that one if you like. Okay, but the whole point is, you want to be one of those suggested videos that's down here. That's also what's going to take place, okay? Because that's something else people click off to the side. You're going to be a suggestion. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of, if you go to analytics, you'll see that YouTube is a driving force to how people get to see you, how they get to find you for the first time. So that's very valuable. It's a very valuable thing. Okay, I told you I had another example. Okay, like it or not, this is what I'm going to show as my second example. I was making really good money in Exitus Elite. Why would I stop for a week and to focus on another business? Especially when I'm sitting there telling you that I focused directly at one business. Well, two things. Number one, I was using it to promote Exitus Elite. That's number one. Number two, in Traffic Monsoon, there's 3.5 million people. A lot of people love Traffic Monsoon. Traffic Hurricane just come out. Nobody really knew who was in it, right? I'd already made 53 leads in the first 2 days off of 2 ad packs. So now what was I doing? I was using the business for what it was supposed to be for. That's something a lot of people don't do. You understand what I'm saying? It's a big screw up a lot of people don't do. Well, the reason why I went ahead and took a week to put the work in, because out of 3.5 million people, a lot of people love Traffic Monsoon. They're going to hear about Traffic Hurricane, and what they're going to do, they're going to look up content on it, right? So what did I do? For 1 week solid, 1 week straight, I focused at Traffic Hurricane. Now, this has been a month ago. Y'all, this is a month ago since I've done this work, right? Now, even though it cost me money to some degree for my Exitus Elite business, because anytime you take your focus on one business, in my opinion, it's not going to get the attention it's supposed to get, and it's going to start going down. You got to stay focused in that one direction. That's in my opinion, and it's going to really make a big difference, right? Okay, now for that 1 week that I stayed focused for Traffic Hurricane, now if you notice, y'all, this was 13 hours ago. Well, that's about a hurricane. It's a little different. That's not even titled right, to be honest, but that's fine. But this one right here is 1 week ago. So he's sitting where he should be. He might be having a lot of comments and stuff like that. That's great. And what he's doing is an honest review, something that gives you a lot of controversy. It's a little bit like the last one. So he's doing good. I'm not knocking him, buddy. I think it's awesome that you're doing what you're doing. But let me show you what I did, right? So I'm up here at number 3, which actually is number 2 because that's a false put in the first place. So I'm up here 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 6 or 7 times, 6 times, maybe 6 times. Okay, so 6 or 7 times. I was up here 7 yesterday, and I think that probably was what's the issue. Okay, I have flooded basically page 1 of YouTube for Traffic Hurricane, right? Well, that was my intentions. Me doing that and being number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 5, I think I was for their first week or so. I literally got in almost 70 members in 3 days. Okay. Now I made $1,000 in referral commissions in Traffic Hurricane in 1 month. But to be honest, it's nothing compared to what could happen. What if Traffic Hurricane truly explodes right now? I'm still sitting good on YouTube. You understand what I'm saying? So that 1 week. Now, I haven't put any more effort in. I'm not trying to get to number 1 right now. I'm sitting good right where I am at. I think people can, and there's my phone number telling people to call me. I got a good landing page, a good sales page explaining everything right there. And I do a good job explaining in the video how to start getting ad packs and, and how to look at Traffic Hurricane correctly. What was my point is I wanted to get on page 1 as much as I could and to dominate that page the best I can. Okay, there's not a whole lot out there right now. I've only got 1 person that's been higher than me, and I haven't done anything in a month. And I know it was in a month because it's all in that 1 week. Okay, so I'm sitting good. Now, if I start to really notice the Traffic Hurricane really starts picking up big time, people are starting to really flood into it. I start getting a lot more, leads coming into it. Then it gives me an option then to say, okay, it's time to do another video or something of that nature. One of the bad things about doing a Traffic Hurricane or Traffic Monsoon video, out of 3.5 million people, there are a lot of haters, y'all. And these haters love nothing more than to spend their day going from video to video, from channel to channel, putting thumbs down and writing stupid comments about their opinions. Okay, so even though I don't mind them writing the comments, the thumbs down is not what you want them to be doing, obviously, especially when they no longer go to Traffic Hurricane videos and they go to your other primary videos, which is going to be Exitus Elite. And I've got some people who actually do that as well. So in my opinion, you will catch a little mess to go with it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen if you're really going to stay focused at doing traffic hurricane, traffic monsoon. Something you could think about doing if you really wanted to stay focused on something like that is to go make another channel dedicated to it and just keep getting out there. You know what I'm saying? And win the people over that way. My whole objective was to put 1 week in, 1 week into it. That's exactly what I did. And then I went back to my primary, and that's just, so I'm sitting good on both. You know what I'm saying? Now, every once in a while, every couple of days, I'll click in just to see where I'm sitting at Traffic Hurricane on YouTube, and that's fun. And you'll be surprised how often on Google, one of these videos up here will be on page 1 or page 2 of Google also. Now, of course, y'all, there's all sorts of SEO, all sorts of things you can do. I'm not even really doing that. I'm just getting out there because I think my content for standing out works good, to be honest. I like how I do it, and I enjoy doing it. I'm being sincere the entire time. And sincerity and belief is what people need to see from you in a business, especially in $1,000 level. You understand what I'm saying? But even if it was Traffic Hurricane that I was doing as my full-time right now, I would, I still think videos are an awesome way. I'll be doing a lot more with Facebook if that was going to be my primary business. The earnings right now are like 25 cents to 50 cents a day average for ad packs. People really got spoiled with traffic monsoon at $1.10 a day, basically locked in. So the reserve isn't built to that level. So I think that a lot of people are really going to kind of sit back a little bit. I'm using it for what it's supposed to be used for, getting leads. I think a lot of people also are waiting to see what happens in the traffic monsoon, situation with that, and you got to respect that as well. So in my opinion, I'm not going to sit around and wait, because when you wait, your downline leaves. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that. So if you're a leader, you got to be leading. If you're not leading, they're leaving. So it's something to think about. Yeah, I'm going to end this video. Look, I've made great money with Exitus Elite. I love it. It's life-changing. Pay your house off. Go get your car paid off. Go get your dream car. Get projects done around your house. Get free from a job. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy doing something like I'm doing, man. Be a full-time dad to your little boy. Go to the fair. Go see my dad yesterday. He's got Parkinson's disease. I'm doing all these things. Took my grandma out last week on a date. My grandma's almost 90 years old. She loved the Jaguar with the top down. That was sweet. But the whole point is, man, if you're going to be free from a job, you're going to put the work in. If you're not spending time with your family, what are you even doing it for? I worked my tail off for a long time, 26 years, y'all, 60, 65 hours a week now. That doesn't describe the years where I was working 90 plus hours a week. I stayed really skinny because I worked my tail off too much. I worked so hard I couldn't eat. You know what I'm saying? I get too hot. I'd sit down. If I sit down, I couldn't get back up because I was too tired. And that's something else, that I think a lot of people might be able to relate to me to. That's what I talk about sometimes off of videos. But y'all, I've gained 20 pounds since I quit my job, and I'm not fat by no means. But yeah, I think it's because I slowed down, and I'm really starting to enjoy life. You know what I'm saying? I'm working in my yard. I enjoy doing things like that. But y'all, anybody who's ready, click the link down below. Like I said before, I am putting the first person in for you in your business. And if you'd like to get in touch with me, I'd be tickled to help you out. Appreciate it.